All right, tell me your name.
Sean Ackerson.
All right, Mr. Ackerson.
Your Honor, I have his affidavit of insolvency, Mayor, but
Sure. All right, 2023 CF 1959 AO, you're arrested for violating a no contact order. You find there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, no alcohol or drugs. Without a valid prescription, the bond will be $1,000. You're out on release for aggravated assault with a firearm. 2023 CF 1141AO. I am revoking and setting that at none. You do have the PD. Can you send me that? Tell me your name.
Jose Merced Jr., Federal Judge.
Mr. Merced, you said?
Merced Jr.
Okay. 2023 CF 1975, it's possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. Did you find there's probable cause? Did you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
Sure.
You are?
If I need,
Okay, I didn't, well, I mean, I don't know if you need to, but I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you fill one out?
No.
Okay. Do you want me to appoint the public defender for you?
if it's necessary, sure, Your Honor.
If what?
If it's necessary, sure.
Well, it's always good to have a lawyer.
All right.
All right. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'll stay the bond at 1,000. Count two is 100.
would the court consider non-monetary terms of release? Mr. Merced's homeless. He's not going to be able to afford that bond. I see his risk assessment's low.
Where are you living, Mr. Merced?
18 and 50.
Where?
18 and 50.
Okay, what's the 4925 Deauville Drive?
I got into a problem with the landlord because she stole my credit card from the Social Security.
So you don't live there.
That's what my mail gets into. But I tried to get in there.
Okay, well, I'll release you on your own recognizance. You've got to get in touch with the public defender's office within 2 weeks and let them know how to get in touch with you, okay?
Okay, so I'm released.
Yep,
Okay, thank you,
no
ma'am.
drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to call.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tell me your name.
Daryl Pettis.
All right, Mr. Pettis, you're here in 2023 CF 1670. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for failing to report and re-register as a sexual offender. And you do have reporting requirements.
Yes, ma'am. I had planned on doing it Monday.
And I'm setting your bond at 1,500.
That's 1,500, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me your name. Ms. Curry, you're here in 2023 MM 968. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning.
I trespass on property. I didn't trespass on any property nor walkway. I paid for it.
Okay, Ms. Curry, I'm just telling you what they arrested you for. I'm not saying that you're guilty, okay? Do you want to resolve your case today, or do you want to not resolve your case today?
Resolved.
You want to resolve it? Okay, I do credit for time served and a withhold if you want to do that.
Whatever.
Whatever, okay. All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
But the truth.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand if you're, okay, do you understand if you're not a US citizen, the plea
I'm a
will
US
subject,
citizen.
listen to me. Do you understand if you're not a US citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay,
Law enforcement.
Okay, I'm gonna withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. Just make sure you don't go back to Lake Eola,
Thank
okay?
you, Lola, I paid for it. I rent the bathroom.
Okay, just,
U.S. citizen I
if
am.
you go back, you'll probably get arrested. I'm just letting you know, Miss Curry, okay? All right, and I'll reduce the court costs to a judgment.
I'm gonna sign that. Okay. I'm gonna sign any-
Good luck, Miss Curry. Have a good day. Tell me your name.
Hi, Valencia Garner.
All right, Miss Garner, you're here in 2023 MM 967AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I find probable cause. Do you want to resolve your case today?
Excuse me?
Did you want to resolve your case?
Yes.
Okay. I'd give you a withhold in court costs.
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm not guilty.
Okay, you want to fight the charge?
What you mean, fight it?
Like, go back to court again?
They didn't give me a citation, and I don't think he read me my rights, so I think it should be thrown out at that point.
Okay, well, I'm gonna order that you not return back to, I think it's the Walmart.
Well, the deed owner, authorized me permission on the property there.
Go back to Walmart. You gotta abide by the trespass warning. I'll release you on your own recognizance. You can't miss court. You gotta get in touch with the public defender. I'm gonna appoint them, okay?
Ma'am,
Have a good day.
no, well, I need it thrown out because he didn't
That's
read.
not gonna happen
Honey,
today.
I don't want that, no.
Okay.
Your Honor, Adrian Halls is mental health.
Okay, so this has been reset twice. A
Your Honor, we can
refusal
move
and
forward.
then the yesterday.
We can move forward with it today, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. 2023 MM 935AO. I'll appoint the public defender. You're waiving his appearance, and then it's a petty theft from a merchant with a prior conviction. I do find there's probable cause, no return back to Publix, no contact with any victims or witnesses. The bond will stay at 500. I'll take no action on the out on release. Huh? It's like, is it mental health again? Yes. Yeah. Tell me your name. All right, Ms. Wyndham, you're here in 2022 MM 2711. It's a violation of probation. The judge set your bond at 500. I'll appoint the public defender. Do you want to enter a denial, Mr. Bullen? Then we can just
Please,
get her
Your
on the docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll enter a denial on your behalf and we'll get you set for a status hearing on the VOP. Okay.
Means we're denying the violation. It gets you a court date faster, it's better. We have to get you in court to do a bond for us. She's doing you a favor.
You can bond out. You have a bond. I just want to get you on the docket as soon as possible in case you can't bond out, okay? Otherwise, they'll just bring you back here in a couple days. Tell me your name.
Gerald Ford.
Mr. Ford, you're here in 2023 CF 1964AO. You're arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. I do find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Good afternoon. You raised your right hand, thanks. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
My name is Carl Ford.
All right, and you guys are brothers?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you afraid of your brother?
Absolutely not.
Okay, do you want to have contact with him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you live together?
No, but we spend a lot of time together.
Okay. Does he stay with you or you stay with him?
No, he has his own place, and I'm staying with somebody else.
Okay.
But we spend a lot of time together. We do projects together. We work
Okay.
together.
All right.
May I ask you something?
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that he can be released, because I'm the victim, be released without any money?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Ford, I'm gonna let you have contact with your brother. It's non-hostile, non-violent contact. Okay? So don't get physical or get angry and go for a walk around the block to get mad, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You won't qualify, Robin? Okay. I'm gonna release him, ROR, okay? Mr. Ford, I'm gonna release your brother, ROR, today. He can't drink, he can't do drugs, he can't have any weapons or firearms or ammunition. I'm expecting that if something bad happens, you'll call law enforcement.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
good luck.
Thank you so much.
That's a good brother.
Tell me your name.
Brian Garcia.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you're here in 2023 CF 2003AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, hindering communication with law enforcement, and battery domestic violence. You find there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. You can't have any contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim. You must maintain a separate residence, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500, count 2 is $150, count 3 is $500. I am revoking the releases in 2022 CF 14203 and 21 CF 15024 and setting those bonds at none. It looks like you have attorneys on both of those cases. All right, so they'll have to file bond motion for you.
Yeah, but your two other cases, and I told you back there, I revoked.
Tell me your name.
Massey.
Quashan Massey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 2023 CF 2004. You're arrested for child abuse, battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief between 200 and 1,000. I do find that there is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You can't have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. You must maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. You must comply with any DCF investigation pending. Do you live at the 2114 South Orange, Blossom?
Ma'am?
You live at, you live at the 8625 Pisa Drive?
Yes, I live with my child's mother.
Okay, I just need to know, do you need to go back there to get any personal belongings? I'm showing multiple addresses, so I'm just not sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'll allow you one-time return with law enforcement to get any personal belongings. Your bond on the child abuse is 1,000, count 2 is 1,000, count 3 is 150. And I am revoking 23 CF 1837AO and setting that at none, and I'll appoint the public defender if you don't already have them.
Thank you, Your Honor. The bond got revoked. We had to issue a new bond, but we just got appointed to work on that. Do not have bond right now.
Tell me your name. Mr. Stratton, you're here in 23 CF 1979. You were arrested for domestic violence, battery by strangulation. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred at the Nails by Mercedes. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I don't know if you live together.
Live there temporarily, so I still have belongings there.
I'll let you go back one time. You gotta be with law enforcement, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is set at 1,500.
They want 50.
All right, tell me your name.
William Demetrius Tyne.
All right, sir, you're here in 2023 CF 2005. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and a violation of a pretrial release condition on a domestic violence case. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No contact directly or indirectly with the victim. Maintain a separate residence. no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. The bond is stayed at 1,000 on count one, count two is also 1,000, and I am revoking 23 CF 1070, and that bond will be at none, and I don't know if you have the PD, but I'll appoint them.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your bond got revoked.
It's not revoked.
It did. We talked about it back there.
Tell me your name.
I'm Louis Ice.
All right, Mr. Zaya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're here in 23 CF 1974 AO. You arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm, domestic violence, and domestic violence battery. There's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Tell me your name.
Brianna Collins,
All right, and then how do you know Mr. Zaya?
ex-boyfriend. He's my baby father.
You have a child together?
Yes.
Do you live together?
I know. I left his house.
Okay, are you afraid of him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm assuming you don't want contact.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna order that there's no contact directly or indirectly with the victim or any witness. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond is set at 5,000 on count one and 500 on count two. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, would the court consider setting the bond on count one at 4,000? He says that he can afford a $400 bond. That'll still put him over at 5.
I'll set the bond at 4,000. I mean, either way, he's gonna have to pay, I think it's gonna be the same amount that he's gonna have to pay a bondsman. Yeah. Just based on count two, he's gonna have to pay the same amount, but, all right, tell me your name.
Danny Chancellor.
All right, Mr. Chancellor, you're here in 2023 MM65W. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was found for dating violence battery. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim or any witness. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to get your personal belongings, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond is 500. And no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, huh? Okay. So, no contact with the victim or the victim's family. I'm guessing those are witnesses, but maintain separate residence, no weapons or firearms, no drugs or alcohol. Tell me your name.
Gabrielle Correa.
Ms. Correa, you're here in 23 MM984 AO. You're arrested for domestic violence assault. I do find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim.
We live together.
Yeah, I'm gonna order that you maintain, I'm not kicking you out, but you just can't live there if she's there, okay? I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to get any personal belongings, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, and I'll release you on pretrial. Tell me your name. All right, Mr. Lowry, you're here in 2023 MM34AE, and you were arrested for domestic violence battery, although I find PC for the lesser included offense of battery. There's nothing in the affidavit to indicate that there's any familial or anything. So, is that,
I have no objection, Your Honor.
okay. And just a regular battery, 784.03 dash
7 instead of 10.
7
-7 and
dash 7, okay. So, all right, so I'm not finding that there's domestic violence battery, just a battery. No contact with the victim in the case, okay? No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I'm gonna order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one-time return with law enforcement to get your things. And then I'm gonna release you on pretrial release, okay?
Yes, ma'am. 2 weeks.
Tell me your name. All right, ma'am, you're here in 23 MM 980. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim. You must maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with law enforcement to get any personal belongings. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I'll release you on pretrial release. Tell me your name. All right, sir, you're here in 2023 CF 1969 AO. You were arrested for driving while licensed as suspended as a habitual traffic offender, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm gonna stay the bond at 2,500 on count 1, 100, and 150.
Call us in 2 weeks.
William Baston is outside medical.
Like, hospital?
Outside medical.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I've never heard that before. What do you want to do? I usually hear hospital or mental health, so I don't.
It's probably indicating there's a larger medical emergency. Why is it the actual hospital? We could roll these, with these cases, if the court's inclined to revoke the out on bond.
I'll just roll it. I don't know when he'll be out of whatever medical he's in, so he's outside of the medical, but okay, so I'll just reset it. Tell me your name. All right, Mr. Brooks, you're here in 2023 CF 1972. You were arrested for grand theft third degree. You find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No return back to the Walmart. No contact with any victims or witnesses. And I'll stay the bond at 2,500. You're in pretrial diversion. I'm not gonna revoke your release, but you probably get kicked out of the program, okay? Just to let you know.
Good bond.
All right, tell me your name.
Timothy Carter?
All right, sir, you're here in 2023 CF 1981. It's a grand theft third degree of a firearm, carrying concealed firearm, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition. No contact with any victim, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna say the bond. You live in Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going back to Georgia, or what are you doing?
Yes, ma'am. Like, I was just coming down here to visit.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna stay the bond at the 2,000 on count 1. Count 2, I'll set at 150. Count 3, I'll ROR on the cannabis. tell me your name. Tell me your name.
Ricardo Cruz, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cruz, you're here in 23 CF 81. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for trafficking in fentanyl, possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And there's probable cause pursuant to the warrant. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I'm gonna stay the bond at 100,000 on count 1, 2,500 on count 2, all ROR on count 3, and count 4, is 100. No return, it says no return on the warrant. So I'll leave that imposed. You're out on release in 22 CF 5083AO. I'm revoking and setting that at none, and it looks like you have a lawyer on that case. Bucky, Mr. Blankner. All right. Tell me your name. Mr. Ford, you're here in 23 CF 1983. It's trafficking in fentanyl, 28 grams or more. Trafficking in a controlled substance, over 4 grams. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I'm gonna set your bond at 1 million on count 1. Count 2 at 50,000. Concern here, I'm reducing it, but my concern here is multiple warrants for failures to appear out of state for drugs, so, for dealing.
Your Honor, would the court consider a $150,000 bond? He says that he might be able to come up with the 10%.
So he doesn't live here. He lives in South Carolina. He's got multiple warrants out of Pennsylvania for drugs dealing. And so he doesn't live here. He's gonna have to have a more significant bond hearing to have some witnesses probably come in and testify. Tell me your name.
Amir Muhammad.
All right, so you're here in 2023 CF 1966. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, burglary of a structure, resisting an officer without violence, and loitering or prowling. There's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any witnesses in the case or victims. The bonds will stay on count 1 at 3,500, count 2, 150, count 3, 100, count 4, 100. You're out on bond in 2 cases, 21 CF 15501, 21 CF 3850AO. I'm revoking, setting those at none. You have, looks like, conflict counsel in those cases. They'll have to file bond motions for you.
And when that time I come to court?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, tell me your name.
Tatiana Gibson Tessier.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 23 CF 1963 AO. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting with violence, and burglary of an unoccupied structure. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No contact with any victim or co-defendant. No return to the scene. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. The bond will stay at 2,500, count 2, 150, count 3, 150.
Your Honor, I have a challenge to the count 3 probable cause. I believe it's a trespass. They indicate that no items were targeted. To my understanding, that was an empty apartment. It appears is the landlord that said he lost it. We're not going to be for
It says they were able to get out of the sliding glass door and rip the screen off of the front porch.
It's already ripped off.
Right,
So, right,
but
so there's damage,
uh
and I don't know, I mean, it's pretty low, whether they would charge it, but I mean,
for
burglary?
entry,
For burglary,
you're saying it's a criminal mischief inside is the end?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's damage.
I respectfully disagree, Your Honor, but I understand your reasoning. That's fine.
I mean, I set the bond at 150. I'm not, I think that it's minimal, it's there, it's criminal mischief. I'm not gonna revoke her release. But she'll probably get kicked out of the PTD.
What is that? Yeah, they dropped my charges. I went to court.
And you're, okay. I don't know if they did.
No, they gave me the paper.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're good.
All right, thank you. Tell me your name.
Amanda Holt.
Ms. Holt, you're here in 2023 CF 1973. You were arrested for grand theft third degree. Find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any witnesses in the case. And I'll stay the bond at the 2,500. Langley bond? 230037996. I don't have a face sheet, so I'm assuming.
Bonded.
Okay. Tell me your name.
Barnetta Lee.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 23 CF 1982. It's possession of MDMA, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender where you're gonna hire your own lawyer.
No, I signed one.
You filled one out? Okay. I don't have it, but I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Where are you living?
1408 West Robinson.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance, Miss Lee. Make sure you keep in touch with the public defender, okay? Don't miss court.
Where's reconnaissance?
That means you're being released knowing that you're gonna come back to court when you're supposed to, okay? You don't have to post a bond,
You have to make sure you
okay? Good luck.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we found it.
Letters is mental health.
Okay. Mr. Boland, do you want me to reset him?
We could go ahead and address it, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, address it. My ears are all clogged up and I can't hear.
We can address the case, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thanks. All right, it's mental health. I'll appoint the public defender and they're waiving the appearance to address the case, 23 CF 1965. To possession of cocaine, 3 counts of criminal mischief, and a resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. And so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses. I'll stay the bonds as set at 1,000 and 100 on each additional count. Thank you. Tell me your name. What? They bonded. All right, Mr. Maddox, all right, you're here on a couple cases, 2023 CF 1361. It's a warrant, failing to report and re-register, failing to update your driver's license, and you do have reporting requirements. I'm gonna set the bond at 2,500 on count 1, 150 on count 2.
Can I say what?
And then you've got 23 966. It's a loitering or prowling. I do find that there's probable cause. Again, you do have reporting requirements. You can't return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any witnesses in the case. And that bond will stay at the 500. I don't know if I said, but I'll appoint the PD.
Okay. I'm not gonna be your attorney on that case. Remember I told you about things? I'm not gonna do it. You have bonds. When you bond out, you have to re-register. That's super important. It's another charge if you don't. Okay? DMV and the sheriff's office.
All right, tell me your name.
Say what, ma'am?
Tell me your name.
Medina.
All right, Mr. Medina, you're here in 23 CF 1992AO. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis more than 20 grams, possession of oxycodone, resisting an officer without violence, criminal mischief, less than 200, and no valid driver's license. And there is probable cause. You don't qualify for the public defender. You're gonna have to hire your own lawyer based on your income, okay? So no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no contact with any witnesses or victims, and you can't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm gonna stay the bonds as set at 2,500, 150 on counts 2, 3, 4. Count 5 is 100, count 6, 150, count 7, 100. I'm not taking any action. But you're in pretrial diversion, you're probably gonna get taken out of that program, okay? All right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, tell me your name.
Seth Mick.
All right, so you're here in 2023 CF 1991AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And stay the bond at 1,000 and 150. Tell me your name.
Yuritsa Morales Flores.
Okay, ma'am. You're here in 23 CF 1968AO. It's an armed burglary, criminal mischief between 200 and 1,000, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. And you've got 23 CF 1971AO. It's attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling and criminal mischief between 200 and 1,000. There's PC, and I'll appoint the public defender. And armed burglary is a PBL.
Your Honor, we'd be asking for a bond in this case, based off the actions and based off what Ms. Morales Flores allegedly said to the officer about her child being in there. There's obviously some confusion. And then I can say, based off some of the notes that I'm reading on the out on bond case, that there were discussions about mental health. This seems like an episode to me, Your Honor. I would just ask that we could have a bond set to so she can get out and kind of address these in a more appropriate manner.
Yes,
I mean,
the state appreciates defense's argument, but she currently is out on bond for child abuse. I think that the state would be asking for it to remain at none so that she can go before the trial judge and have a bond hearing.
The problem with that, Your Honor, is there is no trial judge until the state decides to file on the charges, however long that's gonna take for them to do, and then it'll get assigned.
I mean, it's assigned to Division 22.
Right.
I mean, she can get a bond hearing within 5 days or 3 days pursuant to the admin order.
Understood, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, the facts here are a little disturbing, and then she's out on release, and I don't know if you want to, sounds like you've already made your argument and I mean, I don't know if you've waived that Arthur hearing because you're making arguments. I don't know. That's something that maybe the state will bring up at some point, but I don't know.
Definitely not. But that's-
Well, you're asking me to use my discretion and give her a bond.
Right,
based
which you
on
can at
specific
initial
facts.
appearance without me raising an Arthur hearing. And the state hasn't presented enough evidence to hold no bond in an Arthur hearing at this point.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hold her at no bond pursuant to
Understood.
Junior. It's assigned to a division and she has a lawyer. And it's the same judge on the out on bond too, so I'm sure they can address everything. All right, so on the armed burglary, the bond will be stated at none pursuant to Junior. $250 on count 2 and $3,500 on count 3. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, no contact with any victims or witnesses. And on the attempted burglary, it stays at 5,000 and 100, same conditions. No weapons, no return, no contact, and then I'm revoking 22 CF 14713 AO. She has an attorney on that case. It's like everything's in the same division.
How many charges do I have?
4. 2 cases, 4 charges. Oh, no, 6.
6 charges?
We'll talk more about it later.
All right, tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Mosley.
Mr. Mosley, you're here on 23 CF 1978, possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. That bond is 1,000. Thank you.
You said it at 1,000, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I stated it.
Here you go.
Tell me your name.
Hi, Robert Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, you're here in 23 CF 1990 AO. It's possession of fentanyl, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender.
Yes.
You're getting treatment?
Trying to. I just started.
Where are
again.
you living?
Lake Mary. I live with my mom and daughter and wife, well, girlfriend.
All right, Mr. Rivera, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. Make sure you get in touch with the public defender. Don't miss court, okay? No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. All right, tell me your name.
Melvin Anthony Thompson Jr.
All right, Mr. Thompson. This was a warrant 23 CF 1679, and it was 5 counts of armed burglary of a conveyance with firearm. 6 counts of burglary of a conveyance. 5 counts of grand theft third degree with a firearm. 2 counts grand theft third degree between 5,000 and 10,000. 12 counts of criminal mischief over 1,000, and 3 counts of scheme to defraud and obtain property over 300. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. So no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, no contact with any victims or witnesses in the case, or any co-defendants. I'm gonna stay all the bonds as said in the warrant, and then in counts 1 through 4 or 5, I'm gonna hold them at no bond. You can have an Arthur hearing downtown. And you're out on release, 2022 CF 11586AO. I'm gonna,
We would object to the revocation of bond on those. Those happened on August 11th and then September 16th. The alleged facts in the arrest warrant say August 10th.
okay, so it's from August 10th to August 11th, so, yeah, correct, thank you, Mr. Bowen. So I won't revoke the release in the 22 CF 11586 due to the date of the offense. But you'll get an Arthur hearing downtown, Mr. Thompson, okay?
So, can I speak?
Your Honor, the 22 CF case is set for trial on March 6th. So what was I'm confused.
I can't revoke his release because the date of the offense in the warrant
Okay,
is prior to him being released on the out on bond.
gotcha.
So
Sorry,
he
I
was
misheard
released
that.
on 10/10, and the offenses occurred in August.
Perfect, thank you.
You're good. You're good. We'll talk later. Thank you.
Nicole Watts is mental health.
All right, well, reset.
We can do her, Your Honor. I think, is she the one that, like, she's in the hospital now, too? You know? Is she in the hospital, do you know?
We want to do her? We don't want to do her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I imagine she's not going to be back for a while.
Okay, so this is 2023 CF 1970 AO. I'll appoint the public defender. They're waiving her appearance. It's a petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There's probable cause. No return back, no contact with any victims or witnesses. The bond will be 1,000. She's out on release for 2 cases. 22 CF 8803, 23 CF 403 AO, and I'll appoint the PD in those cases and set the bonds at none.
Lucia has one more case.
Yeah, she has one more case. Providing the MM.
Oh, okay. 23 MM 970 AO, it's providing false ID to law enforcement. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the PD. There's $500 bond. All right, tell me your name.
Aaron Weems. Wow.
Mr. Wilder? All right, Mr. Wilder, 23 CF 1961. It's possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond is 1,000. Tell me your name.
Darian Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you're here in 23 CF 1987. It's possession of cocaine, possession of alprazolam. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Bond is 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2. Looks like you're in pretrial intervention, so I'm not going to take any action on that. If the state wants to file a motion, they can do that. All right, tell me your name.
Sarah Anderson.
Ms. Anderson, You're here in 2023 CT 1002. Driving while license revoked or suspended. You're on probation, so I'm not gonna try to resolve your case today, okay? Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Your bond stays at 500. I'm not taking any action on the PTD case. But you probably get taken out.
Okay, so the bond is 500? Thank you.
All right, tell me your name.
Audio file, I need to talk to you.
All right, so you're here in 2023 23 CT 1003. It's reckless driving, and there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender, and then in resisting an officer without violence in 23 MM 964 AO, I'll appoint the public defender. I don't think that the state will have an offer today. I don't know. Okay. All right. And then I'll stay the bonds as set at 500.
Your Honor, he indicated to me in the back that he's not going to be able to afford monetary bond in this case. Would the court consider non-monetary terms of release?
But Robin, does he not?
He has open cases,
Oh.
Rock County, Seminole.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a bunch of stuff going on.
Especially.
He's got, he's got a bunch of stuff going on, so I'm gonna stay the bond.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you stay in touch with us, okay?
That's it?
Mm-hmm. What? The jail give you a phone. They have the bonds.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good day. Okay.
I understand. We're gonna have to work that out later. Today's not the
That's
day.
what I'm
Right. She's not gonna be able to help you with that right now.
All right, tell me your name.
Daniel Crosby.
Mr. Crosby, you're here in 23 CT 997. It's a DUI. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna place you on pretrial release, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good luck.
Last name Gray, bonded.
All right.
Miguel Baez, also bonded.
Tell me your name.
Name is Juan Carvalho Rivera, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're here in 23 MM 971 AO. It's a trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. Was there an offer?
Your Honor, for this one, the state was gonna offer 7 days with credit time served, given the fact that the Family Dollar employee indicated they're continually having issues with Mr. Caraballo.
All right, Mr. Caraballo, do you want to accept the 7-day offer?
Well, can you get time served?
Well,
I'll sign right now, ma'am.
you know, you got 86 misdemeanors, 17 felonies. You failed to appear recently. Your rap sheet ain't great, and I kind of agree with the state here. Based on what I'm reading, I don't think 7 days is that inappropriate. You don't have to accept it today, and I'll let you post your bond. What do you want to do?
Hey, man, sign.
All right.
You want to do it? Okay, Mr. Caraballo, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? All right, and are you on probation anywhere? You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation? Is that a yes? Okay. All right, are you under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication that would prevent you from understanding what we're doing here today?
No.
All right, and you want to plead no contest?
Yes.
All right, accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 7 days with credit for 2 days' time served in order that you pay your court costs within a year, okay? Thanks. Tell me your name.
Hey, how you doing today? I'm Derek Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith, I'm doing okay.
Good to see you. Well, not good to see you in here, but you get what I'm saying. You're
I
alive.
know, we're,
Your Honor.
yeah,
The state has no objection to ROR in this case. I would just drop it, but he's out on PTD, so they're gonna wanna deal with that. And
yeah, the state doesn't charge pot anymore, so I'm
No,
not, hold on, Mr.
You read
Smith.
the affidavit, Mom?
Mr. Smith, I'm just letting you know, state, I've never seen the state charge pot anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
So chances are that's not gonna get charged. I'm not gonna revoke your release. So 23 969.
You're not revoking me?
Listen.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Listen. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the PD if you want me to. But I'm not gonna revoke your release. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. Just stay out of trouble, okay?
Hey, Mom, you're so awesome. You're beautiful, okay? Thank you so much. Okay. What's the ROR though?
You don't have to post a bond.
All right, so how long?
Just show up to court. I doubt they'll charge it.
You'll be out in 4 hours.
In 4 hours?
If you hurry,
Yeah.
You gotta hurry though.
What? I mean, he's trespassed, so whatever. Tell me your name.
Carlos Vargas.
All right, Mr. Vargas, you're here in 23 985. It's misuse of 911. If you find probable cause, I'll appoint the public defender. Will he qualify, Robin?
Yeah, we weren't able to interview him because he was in safe book. Can we verify his address, Your Honor?
Your Honor.
You have a history here.
What's your address, Mr. Vargas?
My 10,000 Ion Street. That's not my address. That's just my wife's address.
Okay, so we don't have.
Okay.
Your mailing.
He doesn't have an address.
Do you have an address?
Yes.
What's your address?
1724 Club Court.
Club Court?
Right.
Is that an apartment or house?
It's a apartment.
What's the apartment number?
1704.
And what's the zip code?
3285. Is it Orlando?
He said it on record, Your Honor.
Huh?
Discretion. He said it on record. Your
Okay,
discretion.
yeah. I'm gonna release you on pretrial, Mr. Vargas, okay?
You have to, you gotta schedule an appointment.
Post bond?
You don't have to.
All right, tell me your name.
Jeffrey Martin.
All right, Mr. Martin, you're here on a Bay County VOP warrant, and the judge in Bay County set your bond at none. Bay County will have 72 hours, not including weekend or any holiday, to come and get you. If they don't, then you'll come back before the court, okay?
Make sure I understand. I'm here for 72 hours.
It's a reasonable amount of time under the statute, but we request that they pick you up in 72 hours, not including weekends or holidays. So they're gonna communicate with them. If they don't come and pick you up within that time frame, you'll come back before the court and we'll see how much communication's been had with the other county, okay?
So there's nothing I can do in that time frame?
No. Sorry. Tell me your name.
Well, no, you're out of county. This doesn't apply to you, remember?
No, I wasn't in for all your rules.
Are you Reginald Miller?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Miller, you're having out of county, out of Pinellas County, and the judge set your bonds at $2,513 on 2 counts, so you do have bond. If you can bond out, you can bond out. If not, then Pinellas will have 72 hours to come and pick you up, not including the weekend, okay?
Okay. If they do not come and pick me up in 72 hours,
And you'll come back before a judge.
and after that,
And then they'll see what communication has been had with the other county. Tell me your name.
Clifford Pinellas.
All right, Mr. Pinellas, you're here on a Pinellas County warrant? If that's not a play on words, all right. Well, you do have a bond. It's $513. So if you can bond out, then you can bond out.
Okay.
If not, then Pinellas County has, oh, you have two? Does he have bond in the other one too? Okay, same thing. I think it's the same amount. So you have bonds. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, I don't know if you heard me tell the other gentleman, they'll come and pick you up within 72 hours, okay? If they don't, you'll come back before a judge.
Okay, so I can bond out for this county? Yep. Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Pinellas.
Timothy Lafferty is mental health.
Oh, Mr. Lafferty.
We can address that case, Your Honor.
Okay, and I have Nicole Scott bonded, 230033726.
Let me see, Judge. Bonded.
All right, Mr. Lafferty, I'm gonna appoint the public defender, we'll waive his appearance, and it's a trespass. There's PC. No return back to the Millennia ER unless he has a reason, is that the yeah, unless he has a medical reason to be there. I'm gonna release him ROR. Get him out of here. Tell me your name.
Ronald Joe Clifford Siska.
All right, Mr.
Hey, Judge.
Hi, all right, Mr. Siska. You're here in 23 MM 94AW. You were arrested for stalking, criminal mischief, and resisting without. And there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You cannot go back to the Axum Coffee. You can't have any contact with the alleged victim in the case. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I'm gonna stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1, count 2 will be 100, count 3 will be 100.
Am I being released today? Can I make a plea deal?
We gotta go downtown.
How long am I gonna spend in jail?
We're not sure yet, but it'll depend.
Can I make a plea deal with?
Not today, we gotta do it.
When is my next court date?
I don't know, sir, I can't tell you that, I don't have that
So I might be
information.
Here for months and
No, I mean,
I can't afford this. I'm not guilty.
all right, Mr. Siska, today's not the day for your defense. Your attorney can file a bond motion if you can't afford to pay the
I
bond.
lied. He bear false witness and then they threw me in a truck.
Okay, Mr. Siska,
Well, I'm gonna be in jail for months.
No, it won't.
not today. All right, tell me your name,
Andrew Lee Bryant.
Mr. Bryant.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're here in 2023 CF 1986 AO. It's a grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle and possession of methamphetamine or MDMA. I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No contact with any victims or witnesses. The bond will stay at 1,000 and 150. And then there's an on-view violation of probation for the new law offense in 2002 CF 14609. There's probable cause for that. I'll appoint the public defender. That bond will remain at none at this time. You'll see Judge Lattimore in a couple of days on the VOP. Tell me your name.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sean Pericles, 11/27/2001.
Sir, you're here in 2020 CF 4295 AO. It's a violation of community control. The judge did set your bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender. And you also have an on view for the same case based on a new law offense in 23 CF 1989 AO. It's duplicative, but that bond is none on the VOP on view. There's possession of cannabis, more than 20, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, resisting an officer without violence, in possession of drug paraphernalia. So there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. And count 1 will be 150, count 2 will be 1,000, count 3, 100, count 4, 100. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And then I'm revoking 22 CF 5756 AO. You do have an attorney in that case. The bond is set at none at this time.
Community control. They hit you with the use and revoke on the possession of a firearm.
All right, tell me your name. All right, Mr. Tippins, you're here on a violation of community control in 21 CF 14081. The judge did set your bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender. You'll see Judge Lattimore in a week to 10 days on the VO violation of community control, okay? Can't even speak. Ugh. Doo-dah. All right. All right. All right. Did you say Yandel Ortiz bonded?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're Yandel Ortiz? Oh, okay. All right, so we've got 23 MO 214. It's a disorderly conduct. I find probable cause. Was there an offer?
It would be credit time served, Your Honor.
All right, so that's 1 day. You want to accept the offer?
Am I allowed on bond?
I'm not going to revoke your release, so looks like you're out on bond, but
Yes, ma'am.
you want to resolve the disorderly today?
I really didn't do nothing
Okay, wait,
yesterday.
I'm going to impose the bond, so you'll have to pay a bond.
I'll pay the 100, it's fine.
Okay, so,
Yes, ma'am. Well, my fault. I'm everywhere right now, miss.
well, if you want to resolve it today, you don't have to come back to court for it. It's whatever you want to do.
I'm not trying to go in today, that's why. I'll go back to court. I'll fight this, because I really didn't do nothing.
Okay, you can fight it. All right, so, it's a $250 bond. I'm not gonna take any action on the out on release, but I'll let you know, Mr. Ortiz, you come back again, chances are your bond's gonna get revoked.
Thank you, Mom. For real. Thank you.
You gotta make sure you stay in touch with us.
No,
Got our phone number.
you didn't fill it out.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna be your attorney. This case is low level.
Yeah, no. All right, tell me your name.
Yamalin Sarmiento.
All right, you're here in 23 MO 215. It's a disorderly conduct. I find probable cause. Do you want to resolve it today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't know why it says probable cause for a battery on a law enforcement officer. I don't have a battery on a law enforcement officer.
One of the affidavits said he got hit in the head. He felt several hits to the back of the head.
Well, they didn't charge him.
So, I don't know.
I don't have another affidavit. Do you? Does anybody? Okay. Do you want to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am. This is my first time.
Did the state have an offer?
It would be credit time served, Your Honor.
Okay, so it would be 1 day credit for time served. Do you want to do that?
No, ma'am.
So you just said you wanted to resolve it. And then, do you want to resolve your case or not?
Can you be more detailed about it?
Give you details? Well, the state's offer is credit for time served, so it's the time that you've already been in jail. You would get released today. That's about as best as I can explain it.
then yes, I'll do that.
Okay.
It's gonna,
Raise your right hand. You swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear I'll give nothing but the truth.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would prevent you from understanding what's happening here today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna accept your plea and I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day with credit for 1 day time served. I'll give you a year to pay your court costs. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, tell me your name.
Jeffrey Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith, you're here for an open container violation in 23 MO 216. And I find probable cause. There an offer?
There is, Mr. Jeffrey Smith and I just saw each other on the 21st of January. And per my statement last time, the offer's a week in jail. I'll give him credit time served for the days, but I don't like seeing you like this, Mr. Smith.
For an open container?
The continual,
Oh, I mean,
so I'll leave it at the court's discretion, but that's,
you want to get out of jail today, Mr. Smith?
Yes.
You got to find somewhere else to drink.
Well, it's kind of like,
I know, it's hard, but
I'm not the
you're
only
going
one.
to keep coming back. And one day I won't be here and you'll get 7 days in jail. Okay? So, do you want to plea?
Yeah,
Okay. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay. Are you on probation anywhere? Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
deportation.
If you're not a U.S. citizen.
I am a citizen.
Okay. Well, then I just need to make sure you understand that.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been here my whole life.
I believe you. It's, all right. So I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. I'll give you a year to pay your court costs. Again, just maybe find some other place to drink.
or find a cup.
All right, they'll still arrest him. Good luck, Mr. Smith.
That's it, I can go?
That's it.
Out of here.
Okay, thank you. All right, anything else for the good of the order? No? Okay, we are done for the
I see Mr. Florio has decided to grace us with his presence. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I see Florio has decided to grace us with his presence. Sorry. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
I forget. I gotta shut that down. I've been working late into the night, a lot of, past couple days. So I'm kind of tired. So I'm moving slowly. So who are you representing today, Mr. Flores?
Yes, sir, Judge. I represent Mr. Joseph Borley.
You have the right to have the assistance of your attorney at all stages of these proceedings.
Miss Trammell? Miss Trammell.
Do you understand those rights?
I have no idea who that person is, not yet, but we'll try to figure it out. Deputies, may we bring up Mr. Borley and Mr. Florio, are you willing to waive my spiel?
Yes, sir, you are. Oh, yes, sir, I am. I apologize, Judge. Yes, sir, I am.
No. So I have set bond for Mr. Borley, currently in the amount of $20,000. But as you know, I will listen to you about this case and your client as it relates to bond.
Yes, sir, Judge. I appreciate that. Your Honor, Mr. Borley is 58 years old. He lives in Morrow. He's the owner of the electrical company, which is a Jonesboro-based corporation. He's the sole employee of the company, but he works by trade as an electrician. He's lived here in the local Metro Atlanta area in the Clayton County for 35 years. He has one son who's 29 years old. He's lived in Morrow specifically for 21 years, Your Honor. We understand the nature of what we were charged with in this offense. What I've been told and what I believe is that how law enforcement came to become familiar with Mr. Borley, we're not certain. But I believe that he's a collector. He's a collector of antiques. He's a collector of things of that nature. And any allegation that he would have possessed any sort of explosives or things of that nature would have been purely for hobby purposes. I've had an opportunity to speak with some of his family. We believe that the items that may have been located by law enforcement are not even, they're relics. But they're not something that would have even been able to have been detonated, even if that was an intent. They're purely historical artifacts that he collects because that's his interest in antique things and historical items. I don't believe, from speaking with his family, I don't believe he has any prior felony convictions. Obviously, I don't have the benefit of having reviewed his GCIC myself, but I don't believe he's a convicted felon with any prior felony convictions. For those reasons, Your Honor, we would ask that bond be set in an amount of $10,000. I think it respects the allegations against us, but based upon the allegations, we believe that he's a good candidate for bond and a reasonable bond. The only question is how much will a bonding company make off of him? But in any event, based off what the court does this morning, there would be a bond and he would be supervised by a bonding company.
Well, it does not appear that there's an allegation that this device was used in an offensive manner against any person. So that's where I start with it. He does have, I believe, 15 cycles, and it's mostly been like misdemeanor kind of stuff. I think there was an arrest for aggravated assault, but I don't believe there is a conviction for that. So I would be willing to reduce the bond to $10,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And I don't know, of course, I don't know everything that's going on, but I'm happy that he's hired a lawyer that can at least advise him as to how to move forward. And Mr. Borley, you've made a wise decision in hiring the lawyer that you've hired. And my advice to you would be to listen to your lawyer as you move forward. So bond is going to be set at $10,000. He's going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 4th. But that date, of course, will be waived upon his bonding out, and he'll receive a new court date in the mail. Is there anything else, Mr. Florio, on this case?
No, Your Honor, I've spoken with his family, and I believe that we'll be able to make bond today.
Okay. Mr. Borley, stay in contact with the lawyer. You're free to go back, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. And you're free to go. Mr. Florio, it's great seeing you.
Thank you, Judge. It's good to see you as always. Take care, and if I don't see you before, have a Merry Christmas, sir.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's a Brittany Trammell, and it says for Mathis, and I don't know what that means. Could you unmute yourself? And
That's for the female side.
Okay. Okay.
Deputy King. Go ahead.
Where's I mean, if it's a lawyer that's here to try to deal with their client's case, I'd be happy to deal with it. But
that's for you. That's your family.
Okay.
That's your family. Your last name Mathis, right?
Yeah, my last name Mathis.
Okay, who is that to you?
I don't know if that's the lawyer that my brother got for me or my mother. But I know it was a lawyer supposed to be at court. They told my lawyer to be at court.
Okay, ma'am, could you unmute yourself and identify yourself so we can resolve your matter and move on? You're still muted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Were you talking to me?
Are you the Brittany Trammell for Mathis?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I was in Judge Cowan's courtroom. So I was in the midst of doing the plea. I couldn't say anything. But yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I try to deal with lawyers first and move on. If you want to be dealt with last, I can deal with you last. What's your preference?
I can wait as long as the court need. I was apologizing to you. I was in Judge Cowan's courtroom.
I'm
sorry. I'm not sure what answer you want me to give you today.
Ma'am, I want you to give me a truthful answer. That's all I require. The question that we have currently, do you want me to deal with your client now, or do you want me to deal with your client later? I will do whatever is your choice.
I would like to address this fund this morning, Judge, right now.
Well, ma'am, we're going to deal with it this morning. The question was, do you want to deal with it now?
I said it right now, Judge.
Okay.
I literally said right now at the end of my sentence.
What I heard was this morning.
I said this morning, now if possible, Judge.
Okay. I'm here to serve you, ma'am. And all I can do is ask direct questions. And all I expect is a direct answer to whatever question I give. So let's deal with Mr. Mathis. Will you be willing to waive the normal spiel that I give to everyone about their rights?
I'm not sure the benefit of us waiving it. I would be willing if, are you planning on setting a bond this morning, Judge?
I have set a bond.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor, we can waive the beginning conversation.
Okay. So, and your last name is Trammell?
Trammell.
I'm sorry?
Trammell.
Trammell. Okay. I believe everybody deserves respect of having their name pronounced correctly. So that's why if I'm unsure, I will ask. Attorney Trammell, your client is charged with 2 counts of forgery in the 3rd degree. I've initially set a bond at $10,000 for each charge. However, I will listen to you as to anything you want to say about your client in this case.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, thank you for setting a bond initially. I appreciate that. For Mr. Mathis, I don't believe that he's ever been convicted of a felony charge. just was retained on this last night. I am hoping for a reduction. Right now, I am doing this pro bono, I'll be honest. And so I just want to help him out. For the last couple of months, I know that he has been on a good path. I met his godmother, and I worked with her for a while on a case. And so I know for sure that he's been on a good path for the last several months. He's been in the house. I am asking if you would consider a lower bond. They are a little strapped for funds right now. If that's, they have ties to the community. They live in Clayton County, Judge. And so that's all I would be asking you to consider. He is involved in sports, and I don't think that, I think that this is a continuation of what initially was being investigated on his case.
Okay. It appears he does not have an extensive criminal history. When I was looking at the allegation, the reason I initially set the bond in the manner that I said it is that the allegation is that there was $7,550 taken in one check, and that there is $11,550 taken in another check. And I understand that those are just mere allegations. I'll tell you what, I will reduce the bond to $5,000 on each count. So it'll be a total bond of $10,000. He's going to have a preliminary hearing date, and you're muted.
I think it was you had set it at 10,000, so you're going to keep it at 10,000, Judge.
Well, it was 10,000 for each count.
Oh,
So-
okay, I understand.
So it's 20,000 total. I reduced it to 10,000 total.
I got you, Judge. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. He's going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 4th. If he does not make bond, if he makes bond, that date will get waived and he'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you have any other questions for me?
Just one more. Do you know the time on January 4th? I'm pretty sure it'll probably be on the online inquiry.
It'll be Zoom. It'll be 8:30 in the morning. And so if he is unable to post a bond, then that date will be set.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, ma'am. Thank you. You're free to go. And Mr. Mathis is free to go back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a good day.
You too, sir.
So let's start with just to bringing in everybody else. So for everyone else, this is your, I think we're gonna need the lady side to come back on also. Okay. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you're in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you're currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you're unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirm any statements you make during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, let's begin on the ladies' side with Miss Haddad. Okay, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of battery and 1 count of cruelty to children in the first degree. The cruelty to children in the first degree is a felony offense. I'm setting the bond at $5,000 for each. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Khadijah Tourney, Tourey. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got to get myself organized. Are you currently working, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
About how much do you make per hour?
16, 10.
I'm sorry.
16 out of 18 cents.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay.
Miss Howard. Miss Howard, ma'am, you're charged with one count of cruelty to children in the third degree. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. And you're charged with one count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Kahari Howard and Kamari Howard. And I know these are your children, but do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you receive a due court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back. Miss Park. Give me 1 second, Miss Park. Miss Park, ma'am, you charged one count of simple battery. I've assessed or placed a $4,000 bond on this count. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision to stay away from a Deshaun Luckett. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently working, ma'am?
Not right now.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back. Miss, do we still have Miss Park?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's move on to Miss Simmons. Or I'm sorry, Miss Saldana. I'm sorry, Miss Simmons. Miss Saldana, ma'am, you're charged one count of simple assault, family violence. This misdemeanor offense bond is going to be set at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Margie Rivera. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working, ma'am?
Yes.
How much do you make per hour?
$15.70.
Okay, ma'am. You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. All right, ma'am. You're free to go back. Now, Miss Simmons. Miss Simmons, ma'am, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Darrell or Darrell Holmes, Holmes. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon you bonding out, and you will receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Ms. Smith. Give me 1 second, Ms. Smith. Okay, Ms. Smith, ma'am, you're charged with looks like 3 or 4 misdemeanor offenses. The first one is hit and run, leaving the scene of an accident. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. The second one is failure to yield the right of way when turning left. Bond is going to set at $500. Driving a vehicle without a valid license, bond is going to be set at $1,000. And a red light violation, which is essentially commonly known as running a red light, bond is going to be set at $500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, ma'am?
Not right now.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back. Miss Wimbush.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Wimbush. Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And it does not appear that the charges have all translated over to a bond sheet. I have denied bond on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But it did not appear that you had like a extensive criminal history. There's cruelty to children that didn't make it over. Onto your bond, which I'm gonna have to fix. So this is what I'm gonna do, ma'am. I'm gonna set a bond at $20,000 for the aggravated assault with the deadly weapon. Possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a crime. I'm gonna set the bond at $5,000. Family violence battery, set a bond at $5,000. And there's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Craig Howard. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hold on. I want to make sure I address each charged as cruelty to children as a misdemeanor. Bond's gonna be set at $3,000. Okay. I don't know why these charges didn't translate over into your pre-printed bond order. So when I get started in the morning, I print everything out. And the only charge that came over was the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But I've set bond on these offenses. And I placed a stay away provision. So I'm gonna have to do a separate bond order. Your preliminary hearing date, ma'am, is gonna be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You're gonna have to stay away from Mr. Howard, as if you violate this order, you will be charged with aggravated stalking. Your bond will be revoked and you'll remain in jail until your trial. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ma'am, it's my duty. So I appreciate you saying thank you, but it is my duty to you. I'm going to find that you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do. I would like to know if you could lower my bond. I make $11.50 an hour.
So I will consider that, ma'am, and I'm gonna have to look maybe a little bit deeper into this. The allegation is a serious one. Whenever someone is alleged to have discharged a firearm or use a knife in an offensive way, I take that seriously, because that's one step away from, I don't know, the injuries of Mr. Howard. And I'm not asking you to justify it or speak about it, because you need to speak to your lawyer first. But it's so quick to lead to the death of a human being. And if somebody is willing to do that, I take that seriously. So I will look into this, ma'am, because I have to do the paperwork to send everything back before anybody is able to bond out. So I promise that I will look into this, and I have to speak to my assistant. But I'm willing to reduce it on the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The others I'm not. Now I try to remain consistent with setting of bonds. But this is one where I can set it at $100,000. I can set it at $10,000. It's within my discretion. So I just want you to understand the allegations are serious, and I'm certain that you have your side to the story. And nope, and I'm not gonna ask you to tell me that. But I'm gonna look into it, and with an eye towards granting your request. Okay.
Yes, sir. So can you tell me the complete amount as of right now?
Right now, we're gonna take the aggravated assault out of it. Possession of firearm or knife during the commission or attempt to commit a felony, that was set at 5,000. The battery, that was set at 5,000. And I don't know why these didn't all make it onto the bond order. So I'm literally having to go through 20 pages as I'm telling to you. So cruelty to children, that was a misdemeanor. That was set at 3,000.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes,
ma'am. Are my charges the same? I have deadly weapon and then using the same charges?
No, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? You went out.
My charges, same thing, Your Honor. Simple battery, aggravated assault, and something with a deadly weapon. Why was I charged 3 times for the one incident that I did?
So, the short answer to that question is that's what the legislature has decided. So if, and you asked the question, so please pay attention. Let's say I pull a gun out on you. That's either simple assault or aggravated assault. I pull the trigger. That's aggravated assault. I'm holding the gun. That's possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. So these charges can stack up real quickly, and they're all considered separate offenses because there's a different element that makes the crime. So even though you may have done one thing, there are separate elements that you can be charged with as the crime unfolds. And that's, they don't consider those. I mean, and you get into the weeds when you're talking about issues of merger and how it relates as to punishment. So, and it's just a quick, just debriefer. You can be charged with all of this stuff, but at some point, the crimes, what they call merge, meaning there's a bigger offense and a smaller offense. And I did the smaller stuff, but the smaller stuff also is a part of the bigger stuff. So you may not be punished for the smaller stuff because it all goes up, and they call it merges into the bigger stuff. So essentially, I believe that's the question that you're asking. But it doesn't mean you can't be charged. For instance, if you're charged with a bigger crime, let's say that carries life, and a smaller crime that carries 5 years, you'd much rather be charged or convicted of the smaller crime that carries 5 years than the bigger crime that carries life. So all of that is why people need lawyers. They need to listen to their lawyers, and they need to follow the lawyer's advice. So is there any other question, Ms. Wimbush?
No, sir.
Okay, man. I wish you the best of luck. You're free to go back, okay?
Your Honor, that's all the females.
Thank you. Let's move over to the males.
You ready to go? All right, gentlemen.
Is this Mr. Buckheiser?
Yes, sir.
Is it Heister?
Yes, sir. Like it's Buck and like Heister, like you're pulling a heist. I think it's German. I believe it's German. You kind of got to spit it when you say it.
Well, yes, sir. Like I said before, I believe everybody deserves the right to have their name pronounced correctly.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, you're charged with 1 count of loitering or prowling. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is automatically set, which means it's set by schedule at $1,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 3rd at, 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. I was also told that I might be eligible for OR bond. Is that possible?
Well, hold on. Let me look at your history.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the way that it works is that my boss is the only person that can approve of an OR bond. And that means that you may have to stay in custody for another day just for me to be able to reach out to her and get her to consider this. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be granted. So,
Okay, well, it's okay then. I'll just bond out to a company.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking at your criminal history. You don't have a bad criminal history, but you do have 3 cycles. And I know just from discussions with her is that it's considered like you're a college student that had a marijuana joint or something.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Yes, sir.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, I appreciate it.
Are you currently working?
Yes, sir. Applebee's.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. How much did you say my bond was again?
It's $1,000.
Okay.
And that is the lowest amount. Through my understanding, that's the lowest amount that we can set where a bonding company will come in on the bond.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're free to go back, sir.
All right. Appreciate
Take a seat in the back.
Mr. Chandler.
Gentlemen, please do.
How you doing, man?
Mr. Chandler, sir, you're charged with one count of failing to stop or yield at a stop sign, which is commonly known as running a stop sign. Bond is set at $500. You're also charged with the simple possession of a controlled substance. Bond is going to be set at $5,000.
Yes, sir.
Because of the felony offense, your preliminary hearing date will be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me?
I was wondering, is that the lowest you can go? I am contracted right now, so I can actually make the bond to get out.
Well, to answer the question, yes, that is the lowest I can go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, sir.
You have a good day, young.
You too. Mr. Dasher. Mr. Dasher, sir, you charged one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Michelle Dasher. Do you understand that?
Yes, but the property is mine. It's my property.
We'll get to that in a second. But I just need you to understand that right now, there's a stay away provision for you to stay away from her.
Okay.
Your preliminary hearing date is set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Are you currently working, Mr. Dash?
Yes.
About how much you make per hour?
13, like 12.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, to get back to the issue that you raised. As far as the court is concerned, people are identified, and the labels mean something. Right now, she's the alleged victim, you're the alleged perpetrator, and they're both are alleged because you're not proven. You stand here as an innocent person. The allegation is that you used a large rock to break out the windows of this person's car. That's the allegation. You have not been convicted of that. Whatever happened that brought you before me is something that we don't want to happen again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We just don't have the resources to put law enforcement officers at everybody's house to referee fights between adults or disagreements. If you have allowed this person, is this your wife?
She's family.
She's family. And you're saying she lives with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Her last name is Thornton. My last name is Dasher. Everything is in my name.
Okay. So I'm just being straight up with you. Okay. Allowing her to live with you and then allegedly putting a brick through her windows or rock through her windows. Those are two bad choices. And those are two bad choices that you made.
I can be able to stay away from her.
That's fine. And this does not mean you cannot go back to that property. If she is still living at that property, you cannot be in that property with her.
Okay, but I still have to go. I still have to go to work though. Like, is there any way that I can try to get like a signature on? Because I still have to go to work. She can still have my property and still use it, but I still have to go to work though.
Mr. Dasher, you're asking me to essentially co-sign on behavior that you allegedly made. And again, these are all allegations, but the answer to your question directly is no. You cannot get an aura bond. If you are my son, family member, someone, I would say, hey, dude, if a person makes you that angry, that person don't need to be around you. And you cannot make poor decisions and then ask for someone to co-sign on those poor decisions. Okay, so I can appoint you a lawyer and I can move this along, but I can't do what you're asking. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Your Honor.
Mr. Yes, sir.
Can you give me 1 second? I want to explain something real quick because I know
Yes,
they keep
sir.
asking about it.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we're ready to go again.
Yes, sir. Mr. Is it Esprit?
Esprit, yes, sir.
Esprit, sir, you charged 1 count of family violence, battery bond is set at $5,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Denise Williams. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived when you're bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. You want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, I'm going to find that you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Yes,
No,
sir.
No
I'm
questions.
sorry.
No questions.
Okay, all right, sir. You're free to go back.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Everett.
Are we saving him for what?
Judge, we're getting Miss Everett right now.
Thank you. Mr. Everett, sir.
Good morning, sir. I was here, they brought me here at the mortar. I was at the mortar, hold on, you gotta do that, bro. Good morning, Your Honor. I had to give you my ticket. I'm going out of town to get some help today. I'm all right, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to Gwinnett County to get the help that I need today. And yeah, good thank you for the OR bond, sir. And I've still been working today, and I'm going, thank you, sir. I'm going to go to work today. Going to work. I work, I'm going to,
So, Mr. Everett, sir, you're charged with one count of essentially not paying for a not paying to get onto the MARTA system.
yeah.
And I've set the bond at $1,000 for
He
that.
said the OR bond, that's it, the OR bond, thank you, sir. So I get to work. He said they got down, I got down, go to work, well, got down, I work, I'm going back to OR bond, I'm going to,
I understand, Mr. Everett.
my
you're
first
also-
time ever, I got my social. My first time ever being locked up before, sir, Your Honor.
I understand. Take a breath, Mr. Everett, and just listen to me.
Yeah.
You're charged with one count of sexual battery, and this is a serious offense.
No, he said something about it. A purse. A purse. It was a purse. I'm not no such. I grabbed a purse. I promise you. No, I promise you. The purse. They said I lost a purse. I ain't said. That's why I'm not looking for my one similar battery to the mall, the train station, bro. The train station, no. You made the trains that I couldn't get with the money that I paid for.
So, Mr. Everett, the allegation is that you grabbed the behind of a female employee at the sheriff's department as you were going through the booking process, and that this is on camera, okay? So that is a serious offense, and I'm setting the bond at $10,000 for that.
I ain't grabbing it. I don't do that. I can't.
Mr. Everett, these are just allegations.
No, I ain't did nothing. I ain't doing set the purse. I set the purse. I'm here for one model, one misdemeanor. Okay, all right. Boom, that you can drop that off and talk to the lawyer in order to release.
I understand. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, sir. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 3rd. If you bond out, that date will get waived and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. So you are now free to go back, Mr. Everett.
Other one already showing out. Who's the other one?
Mr. Hansford, I believe, is going to be next.
Yes, sir.
Evening, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We've just reached noon, sir. You're charged with one count of possession of drug-related objects. It's a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're charged with two counts of simple possession of a controlled substance. Bond's going to be set at $5,000 for each. You're charged with possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Bond is set at $5,000. And you're charged with driving a vehicle on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. Hansford?
Sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, Your Honor, just to ask if it could be reduced, I'm gonna have to pay that money back to, okay, never mind, sir. Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm going to deny that request. Mr. Harvey. Mr. Harvey, sir, you're charged with one count of simple possession of a controlled substance. I'm setting the bond at $5,000. That's a felony offense. You're also charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. That is also a felony offense, and I'm setting the bond at $5,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Harvey?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Could you repeat my bond for?
Yes, sir. It's a total bond of $10,000. It'll be a little bit higher because the sheriff's department is required to add fees to the bond. So there will be fees added on to the bond. Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Howell.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Howell. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery, and bond is going to be set at $5,000. You're also charged with 1 count of exploitation of a elderly person. Bond will be set at $5,000 for that. 1 count of obstructing an officer. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from, I think it's Therese Mary Goodry. And I know that's I believe that's a relative.
Yes.
There's going to be a bond to stay away from that person. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Your preliminary hearing date will be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. And that date will get waived when you're bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. The cruelty, called the exploitation or cruelty of an elderly person is a felony offense. So you should be aware of that. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Mr. Humphreys. Mr. Humphreys, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond's going to be set at $5,000. You're charged with 1 count of entering an automobile. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be denied on that. You're also charged with 1 count of criminal trespass for purpose. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And finally, you're charged with 1 count of robbery, and bond is going to be denied on that. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond. Stay away from a Monique Reddick. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. You're also going to have a bond hearing date set for January 6th at 8:30 in the morning.
May I, can I mention one thing, sir?
Yes, sir. In 1 second. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Humphries?
Well, not anymore.
Okay. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what is it that you wanted to tell me?
Well, I wanted to state for the record that this is the second time that I have been lied on and accused by Monique Reddick, and it is proven facts in that this case has happened twice already. And I'm just trying to get this behind me. I haven't seen her in over 2 years, and I just want to move on with my life. But it is in record, and it's a statement of past case of what I'm on probation for, that she recanted her statement of this, because we were supposed to be getting married, and this case happened 2 years ago.
And it says the incident date is April 27th of 2021.
Yes, sir. And if you look where she has recanted her story, and we were supposed to get married, we were staying together and all that. So that's why I'm not understanding it. And all this is just because of a domestic violence. Second time I've been lied on.
Well, sir, when you say all of this is just because of domestic violence,
Meaning, what I mean by that is that having an argument, and this is the second time she have called the police on me and made false allegations. It's proven facts. The statements in the last case and that she recanted her story, facts that I have been lied on, and she have made false police reports.
what was the last case?
The last case was when she got locked up for child cruelty, battery, criminal trespassing, burglary, and everything has been proven that it belonged to me, that I stayed there, that we was a couple and we was together and we was fiancés. And I haven't seen her in 2 years now that I have moved on and I'm currently married to somebody else. I can't keep coming to jail for lies. And this is currently what that is. And it has happened in this proven facts. And she has recanted her statement. Because I like to say is the statement is there that she has done this before, recanted her statement, told the truth of everything that she said Leslie did in the previous case. They came back and recanted the statement and told the truth, said I didn't do all that. And this is an ongoing case. This is another case that she has done it again.
Mr. Humphreys, I'm going to ask you what may sound like a stupid question, but why were you still with her?
This might be the stupidest answer I can give you. Love, sir. Love.
You said love?
Yes, sir. Because when it happened, I thought we could have worked through it. But once I got out, I can't keep coming to jail, because if I don't want to be with you and this be the first thing you use against me, it's my criminal history took away. And it is proven facts that she has done this before. And this is another case of it right now. I haven't had no problem with the law. I've been doing good. I just had a job. I just got to work. They ran my name. And that's why I'm back in front of you now, trying to plead my case. I moved on, sir. I left that problem alone. The advocate, witness advocate, the DA that was on the case, he was contacted. You can look at statement. It says that we was an item, who was fiance, who was on the verge of getting married. I didn't want to get married no more. So here I am today seeing you for my stupid decision. And that's, I should have done it, but I didn't.
I understand. And there's the way that things are written and the laws are written, I can't grant you a bond. On these
I just wanted to be out there known that this has occurred before, and it is a written statement that she has recanted her story by putting these allegations out against me. And that I'm hearing, it's my life. It's my life.
It may be in your interest. I mean, I'm appointed lawyer to represent you, but based upon what you said, assuming everything is true, it may be in your interest to pay for a lawyer to intervene. Because I can't set the bond today, but it doesn't mean the district attorney's office can't consent to a bond tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, sir. You're free to go back. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, sir, you're charged with 2 misdemeanor offenses. One is criminal trespass. Bond is set at $3,000. The other charge is battery. Bond is set at $5,000. There's stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Miriam White. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I understand that fully, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Are you currently working, Mr. Jackson?
Yes, I am, sir.
About how much? Excuse me, about how much do you make per month or per hour?
Currently, I make about $20 an hour. I work about 20 hours a week.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Jackson?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, I'm glad you made it back here. From yesterday, I understand you had a hearing in another courtroom. You're charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There's going to be a $20,000 bond set on each of those offenses. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Dion Walker. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30. That date will get waived when you're bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Gordon. Mr. Jordan, sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation. Bond is going to be set at $20,000. You're charged with 1 count of battery, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. You're charged with 1 count of theft by taking as a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Yolanda Womble. Do you understand that, sir?
Sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will be waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, Mr. Jordan. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Is it Kerry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on this to stay away from Alexandra Calderon. Do you understand that, sir?
I understand that, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
Are you currently working?
No, yeah. I'm moving, so I'm just looking for a job. I got my interview today and I lost it.
Okay.
I got my mom outside waiting to pay the bond.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Mr. Magnum. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. This is a big offense. I've set the bond at $1,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond for you not to return the 5883 Highway 85, also known as the Circle K. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date will be set for January 3rd. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, sir. Do you have any questions? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Reed.
Yes,
Mr. Reed, sir, you're charged with 1 count of loitering or prowling. That's a misdemeanor offense. It's going to be set at $1,000. You're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle on a suspended license. It's going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Bond is set at $1,500. $1,500. 1 count of simple possession of a Schedule 1 substance, that's a felony. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And 1 count of use of possession of drug-related objects, that's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Because of the felony offense, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will be waived upon the bonding out, and you receive a new court date in the mail. Now, do you know what you want to do as it relates to a lawyer? Do you want me to see if you qualify?
Yes. And can you also give me the roundabout of how much the bond is?
Let's see. 10,500. Roughly. It's going to be a little higher than that, but 10,500. Okay?
Yes.
Are you currently working, Mr. Reed?
Yes.
About how much do you make per hour?
17.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Salisbury. Mr. Salisbury, sir, you're charged with two driving offenses. One is following too close at $500. The other one is driving a suspended license. Bond is set at $1,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Salisbury?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, sir?
Yes, sir.
About how much do you make per hour?
$22.50.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
What about again for the total?
It's going to be 2,000 as the total that's been set, but it'll be a little bit higher when they add the fees to it. So it may be 2,500 or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Sharon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ms. Sharon. You charged with 1 count of looks like it says drug-related object. It's going to be set at $1,500. 2 counts of misdemeanor, not misdemeanors, felonies, but simple possession. Bond's gonna be set at 3,000 for each. 1 count of possession of firearm during the commission of a crime. Bond's gonna be set at $5,000. 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth. Bond's gonna be set at $2,000. Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Sharon?
Sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Oh, okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Just the total bond, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Looks like $14,500.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple possession of a controlled substance. That's a felony offense. Bond's going to be set at $3,000. 1 count of driving a vehicle with no insurance. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. 1 count of driving a vehicle too fast or conditions. Bond's going to be set at $500. 1 count of driving under the influence. Bond's going to be set at $5,000. 1 count of hit and run accident. Bond set at $3,000. And 1 count of driving a vehicle without proper insurance. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. Because of felony offense, we have a preliminary hearing date set for January 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, Mr. Walker. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Mr. Williams? Sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. This misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision of this bond to stay away from a Sandra Copeland. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived on your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently working, Mr. Williams?
I was. Once I get out, I have to see if I still have it.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, sir, you're free to go back.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.